carbohydrate metabolism has been completed by Narajan sir itself. So I'm going to cover fourth unit, that is lipid metabolism. Okay, in online classes, when you come directly, you will be taken with practical classes. So till then, I'll be sharing theory portions in medicinal biochemistry. Okay, can you see the slides?
Yes, ma'am.
Presentation slide. So we'll move on with unit 4, lipid metabolism. In that part 1 we'll discuss today. Okay. The content of part 1 is beta oxidation of saturated fatty acid. We already discussed about the role of lipids, right? What is the function of lipid? What is the main function of lipid in a living organism? Or through metabolism, how lipid acts? Can anyone answer? What is the application of lipids? None of you can answer, huh?
Choose energy, ma'am.
It gives energy in what form? Means whether it will be staying for long time period or for short time period, lipids.
Long time.
Long-term energy levels. To meet long-term energy level, we'll be consuming lipids. So we'll see how this long-term energy level is attained by lipids. It is through beta oxidation process. What is the role of oxidation in metabolism? What other pathways, oxidative pathways we have discussed in carbohydrate metabolism? What are the oxidative pathways you have studied in carbohydrate metabolism?
Glycolysis.
Glycolysis,
Krebs cycle.
Krebs cycle. Only these two, I think so, will be giving energy as ATP. Through glycolysis and Krebs cycle, we can get ATP as energy source. Likewise, in lipids, beta oxidation is the main pathway to give energy as ATP. Okay, so usually oxidative pathways are anabolic or catabolic. Which type it will come under oxidative pathways?
Catabolic.
Catabolic pathway. So, catabolism of saturated fatty acid is going to occur in beta oxidation. Okay. So, what is the example of saturated fatty acid? Palmitic acid. Palmitic acid, which is present in the living organism itself. It will be getting oxidized from lipids. I can find palmitic acid, and it is going to be oxidized by means of several enzymes that we are going to discuss the pathway. What are the enzymes involving beta oxidation of saturated fatty acids? So metabolic pathways are nothing but enzymatic reactions. So now we'll see what is beta oxidation. Beta oxidation is nothing but oxidation of beta carbon of fatty acid. Which fatty acid? Palmitic acid we are going to discuss. So in that beta carbon, what is beta carbon in the chemical form in chemistry? What position you will call as beta? See here, it is functional group, that is carboxyl group. Next to this, it is attached to carbon, right? So this carbon is considered as alpha carbon. Next to the functional group carbon, whichever carbon is.
Ma'am, 1 minute.
Huh? What?
Excuse me, ma'am. No, voice is not clear, ma'am.
Voice is not clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Not clear.
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's breaking.
Okay. I understood. Wait. Can you hear clearly now? Now also it's breaking, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe for you, network problem. Anybody else couldn't hear my voice?
Now it's clear, ma'am.
It will be clear now. See, what is the beta carbonous? Here at beta carbon, you can find the chemical structure here. This is functional group, that is carboxyl group. Next to functional group, whatever carbon is attached is called as alpha position. The carbon is at alpha position, and this is at beta position. So second carbon from functional group is nothing but beta position. So here oxidation is going to occur in fatty acid, long chain fatty acid. So it is going to get catabolized by means of the enzymes. So this is called beta oxidation. So we'll be discussing the pathway. Before that, we have to come to know what is beta oxidation. So it is nothing but oxidation of beta carbon of fatty acid. And it is a catabolic process, so it is catabolic pathway. And since long chain fatty acids are converted to small molecules, then it occurs in here breakdown of fatty acid molecules occur. Catabolic process is nothing but breakdown of fatty acid molecules. Then it occurs in the cytosol in prokaryotes, where it occurs in the cell part of cytosol in prokaryotes, where in eukaryotes it occurs in mitochondria. What is mitochondria? It is energy house of cell. So where only the enzymes required for oxidative pathways will be existing in the mitochondrial matrix. So beta oxidation also occurs in mitochondria, similar to TCA cycle. Okay, where TCA also occurs in mitochondria, where enzymes required for TCA cycle also exist in mitochondrial matrix. Likewise, beta oxidation also occurs in same place to give the ATP as energy source. So only mitochondria is energy house of the cell, where ATP is generated through electron transport chain. I have discussed oxidative phosphorylation, right? The process called oxidative phosphorylation that is taking place in mitochondria, mainly in inner membrane of mitochondria. Okay, and it generates acetyl-CoA as end product. What is the end product of beta oxidation? Acetyl-CoA. What is the precursor for TCA cycle? What is the precursor for TCA cycle? What we require, 2-carbon moiety we require for TCA cycle?
Acetyl-CoA.
Acetyl-CoA. So that is the end product in lipid metabolism. And what is the other name of TCA cycle? Tricarboxylic acid cycle, Krebs cycle. What is the other name it has?
Citric acid cycle.
Citric acid.
Citric acid cycle.
Based on usage of acetyl-CoA, what is the other name for TCA cycle? What is beta oxidation? Whether now it is coming in a carbohydrate metabolism or it represents a lipid metabolism. Which metabolism you are discussing now? You are in now. Whether carbohydrate or lipid metabolism?
Lipid.
Lipid metabolism. Okay. In carbohydrate metabolism, how acetyl-CoA has been formed?
From pyruvate, ma'am. From pyruvate.
Pyruvate was the end product of which metabolism?
Glycolysis.
Glycolysis. So acetyl-CoA has been formed from pyruvate. Here in lipid metabolism, where acetyl-CoA is formed from?
Fatty acids.
Fatty acids, long chain fatty acids through beta oxidation. So now this acetyl-CoA, which cycle it will enter?
Krebs cycle.
Krebs cycle. So what is the other name for Krebs cycle now? What is the other name for Krebs cycle now? It is the universal pathway or final common oxidative pathway. What is the other name for Krebs cycle? Since acetyl-CoA is formed from both carbohydrate and from lipid, right? So, and this is the and this acetyl-CoA is the precursor for Krebs cycle. So, Krebs cycle is called as final common oxidative pathway. Once acetyl-CoA enters in Krebs cycle, what will be the end product it generates? What is the end product it generates?
ATP.
ATP. Along with ATP, how lipid is completely getting oxidized? What will be the end product of that?
Oxaloacetic acid.
No.
Carbon
That is
dioxide.
combining with acetyl-CoA to form citrate, right? What all other intermediate emits are completely how it is getting oxidized?
NADH, FADH.
No, those are coenzymes to generate ATP. You come out from ATP. What are the end products of oxidative pathway? That is Krebs cycle. End
Carbon
product.
dioxide.
Carbon dioxide and water. Okay, it will be giving carbon dioxide and water. That is the final stage. Again, carbon dioxide will be excreted from the body through urea cycle. Okay, and that about urea cycle and excretion of carbon dioxide will be discussed under protein metabolism, protein and amino acids metabolism. Now you have to know Krebs cycle is the final common oxidative pathway. Whether if it is protein or lipid or carbohydrate, any macromolecule, if it enters for oxidation, catabolism, it generates acetyl-CoA as precursor, and that acetyl-CoA enters in Krebs cycle, and this Krebs cycle eliminates from the body, as that means after utilizing lipids and carbohydrates for energy, it is eliminated from the body as carbon dioxide and water. Okay. So, what is the excretory form of macromolecules? For example, if you consume carbohydrate or lipid, how it is utilized by the body? Through this oxidative pathways. How these oxidative pathways are carried out? Because of presence of enzymes in the mitochondria. And how it is utilizing that, how this enzymatic reactions are involving for oxidation, it is emitting ATP as energy, and that is utilized by the body for its function. And once it is completely oxidized through Krebs cycle, it is eliminated from the body as carbon dioxide. It is excreted from the body as carbon dioxide and water. Okay, again it cannot be recycled. Again, you have to consume, or the body has to produce, synthesize. Anabolic pathway will take place for synthesizing lipids, proteins and carbohydrates for further function, or you have to consume food. In case of if you are not taking food, carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, what is the pathway which will generate generate energy? Which pathway will generate energy when you are not consuming any food during fasting? Which pathway is responsible to give energy? That also you would have studied in carbohydrate metabolism. What is the pathway?
Glycogen.
No. Not that pathway. Which is the pathway will be produced?
Ma'am, glycogen.
Glycogen. Stored glycogen also will be utilized during fasting. Okay, through glycogenesis, the glycogen stored in liver and muscles also will be utilized for energy purpose. And other pathway which is synthesizing glucose from non-carbohydrate source, and that glucose will be utilized through glycolysis and TCA cycle for energy purpose. What is the pathway? Gluconeogenesis. Have you studied gluconeogenesis? It is very important pathway. You will be getting 5-mark question from gluconeogenesis. So kindly go through all the metabolic pathways which you have studied. So this is about beta oxidation. So oxidation takes place at beta carbon of the fatty acid. It is a catabolic process, since long chain fatty acid is converted to small molecule, that is acetyl-CoA is the end product. So a long chain fatty acid around 18 carbon molecule is converted to 2 carbon moiety. Here C16 along with 2 carbons, 18 carbon moiety is converted to 2 carbon moiety. Okay. So that it is called a catabolic process. Macromolecule is converted to smaller molecule, and it is taking place in mitochondria in eukaryotes. Mostly eukaryotes will be carrying mitochondria, where mitochondria, and it occurs in cytosol there. Then end product is acetyl-CoA. This acetyl-CoA enters Krebs cycle to generate ATP. How many ATPs from Krebs cycle we can derive? How many ATPs will be generated from Krebs cycle?
6 ATP, ma'am.
6 ATPs from Krebs cycle, ma'am.
24.
24. Then another 6. Another 6 ATPs from where we will be getting?
Glycolysis.
No.
TCA cycle.
TCA cycle, how many ATPs totally? Calculate and tell, okay? It is wrong, not 24. Just calculate again and tell me. 2 molecules of pyruvate will be generated, so 2 molecules of acetyl-CoA will be involved. Calculate each step how many ATPs are generated, and then tell me the total. Okay. Even conversion of pyruvate to acetyl-CoA also an oxidative phosphorylation process. So there also you will be getting ATPs through coenzyme reaction. So count that ATP also for TCA cycle. Along with that, how many ATPs are produced in TCA cycle should be calculated, and tell me in the next class. Then this is the pathway for beta oxidation. I have quoted here 3 types of pathway, whichever is convenient, and you can means for studying purpose you can utilize. During exam you can write by using chemical formula. Okay. Like this only you have to write in the exam. Either you can this type of chemical structure, or you can use this type of chemical structure for writing in the exams. So in the first step, we'll be discussing now the pathway. This is palmitoyl-CoA. Palmitic acid will be converted to palmitoyl-CoA. Why this CoA is added to the molecule? Already in acetyl-CoA we have discussed. Pyruvate conversion to acetyl-CoA already we have discussed. Why CoA is added to the molecule? Why pyruvate was converted to acetyl-CoA? Likewise, here palmitic acid is converted to palmitoyl-CoA so that it is getting entered into beta oxidation process. What is the role of CoA enzyme? Anyone? Why palmitic acid is converted to palmitoyl-CoA in the first step itself? We have not taken acid, it is converted to palmitoyl-CoA, right? Palmitoyl-CoA is the first step, where long chain fatty acid is converted to its CoA form by means of thiokinase enzyme. It is utilizing ATP, 2 molecules of ATP, and it is converted to AMP, where inorganic pyrophosphate is obtained. PPI represents inorganic pyrophosphate, where CoA-SH is added to this. What is the difference between fatty acid and fatty acyl-CoA? One of you think and tell, ma, fast. Why we need to convert acid to CoA molecule? This point I have said already in conversion of pyruvate to acetyl-CoA in TCA cycle. Since it is the activated form of fatty acid. What is it? Activated form of fatty acid to get entered into the beta oxidation process. So what is the first step involved in it? You can see the 4 steps here. One is dehydrogenation. Dehydrogenation is nothing but oxidation. Dehydrogenation is what? Removal of hydrogen from the molecule. So it is called dehydrogenation. All are there, right? Then why you have not answered when I asked? If you raise hand, you have to answer, okay? Those are raising hand, have to answer now. Pramod. So dehydrogenation represents removal of hydrogen. Removal of hydrogen is nothing but oxidation. Here this step uses FAD, flavin adenine dinucleotide, as coenzyme. These are coenzymes, okay? ATP, FAD, NAD, these are coenzymes. FAD and NAD are vitamin coenzymes. Flavin adenine dinucleotide is obtained from riboflavin, where nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide is derived from which vitamin? Already we have discussed now NAD plus. What is the source of NAD plus? Where it is derived from?
Niacin.
Niacin. Likewise, these two are vitamin coenzymes, where ATP is non-vitamin coenzyme involving in the reaction. What is the enzyme involved in the first step? Thiokinase, for activation of fatty acid to fatty acyl-CoA. And now acyl-CoA dehydrogenase, that is substrate. What is the enzyme name will be having along with substrate name and its biochemical reaction? It will be mentioning about a substrate and the name of reaction, biochemical reaction involved in it, where this enzyme is involving. So this is called acyl-CoA dehydrogenase. It is involving in which reaction? Dehydrogenation reaction. What is the coenzyme involved? FAD. FAD will be dehydrogenation, means it is taking this 2 hydrogen at alpha position. Alpha position, from alpha position 2 hydrogen are removed, and it is forming 2 hydrogens at alpha position only, alpha and beta position. One from a beta position and one from alpha position is removed. So the FADH2 will be formed, and this gives unsaturated bond or a pi bond at alpha and beta position. Between alpha and beta position, a pi bond is created. Since one hydrogen and one hydrogen from alpha position and one from beta position is removed by FAD, FAD is coenzyme to convert it into FADH2. Each FADH2 molecule will generate 2 number of ATPs, 2 molecules of ATPs. Where NADH will generate 3 molecules of ATP, where FADH2 will generate 2 molecules of ATP. So if one molecule of FADH is generated from the oxidative phosphorylation reaction, it will be giving 2 molecules of ATP. So this is also an example of oxidative phosphorylation process. Dehydrogenation only. This dehydrogenation is nothing but oxidation. Oxidation represents removal of hydrogen from the substrate. So now hydrogen has been removed and FAD has been converted to FADH2. Once the reduced form of FADH2 is released, it is able to generate 2 molecules of ATP. So this is example of oxidative phosphorylation. Oxidation takes place in the substrate, where ATP also is generated through phosphorylation process. So this step is called as oxidative phosphorylation. Dehydrogenation, why it is mentioned here? Just to understand the reaction in alpha and beta position. Okay, actual reaction is oxidative phosphorylation here. So now what molecule has been formed? Trans. Both the hydrogens are in trans position. Trans means the different positions, opposite to each other, not at the same direction. So it is trans position. Delta square represents delta square. Delta is alpha, beta, gamma, delta. Likewise, delta square enoyl-CoA. Trans enoyl-CoA. We can call it as trans enoyl-CoA. Okay, this molecule is called as trans-enoyl-CoA. Enol, it is CHH and O, again C double bond O is coming now, acyl-CoA. So it is called trans-enoyl-CoA. So after dehydrogenation, what molecule is formed? Trans-enoyl-CoA is formed. Then what happens? We are adding water to it. So the process is called hydration. Adding water to the substrate is called hydration. For this purpose, what enzyme will be used? Hydratase. Hydratase or hydration, where it occurs? At enoyl-CoA. So enoyl-CoA hydratase as enzyme is used in the process, for the process of hydration, where one water molecule is added. So where it is added? At beta position. One hydrogen to the alpha position, OH to the beta position. Hydrogen to the, what does H2O has? One H and OH, okay, HOH. Here H will be attached to alpha position to form CH2. And here this unsaturation will be removed since it is reduced by one hydrogen, and OH will be attached at beta position. So now beta position, one hydroxyl group has been attached, and this unsaturation is removed to form CH2. So here only CH is there, H is taken from water molecule to form CH2. So that unsaturation is removed and OH is attached here. So what molecule it is? Beta hydroxy acyl-CoA. It is beta hydroxy acyl-CoA. Okay, this is the third step. Beta hydroxy acyl-CoA has been formed. What are the steps till now we have seen? Long chain fatty acid has been converted to fatty acyl-CoA, and this is converted to trans-enoyl-CoA by means of dehydrogenation process, and this is using enzyme acyl-CoA dehydrogenase, and it by means of the FAD plus FAD as a coenzyme, and FAD by means of dehydrogenation, it gets two hydrogens from alpha and beta position from fatty acyl-CoA to convert it into reduced form of FAD, that is FADH2, and this is responsible for generating two molecules of ATP through electron transport chain, ETC, where ETC is located in mitochondria, where this pathway is taking place in the cell, in mitochondria. So once FADH2 is released in mitochondrial matrix, it is taken to the electron transport chain that is located in mitochondrial inner membrane, and where two molecules of ATPs are generated. So what is the product of this step? The second step, trans-enoyl-CoA. Trans-enoyl-CoA. Since hydrogen is in trans position, it is called trans-enoyl-CoA. Then it is hydrated with one molecule of water by means of enoyl-CoA hydratase. Okay. And thereby it is forming beta hydroxy acyl-CoA. But beta position one hydroxyl group, and at alpha position one hydrogen group. A hydrogen atom is added, so that it forms CH2, and this forms alcoholic group. So beta hydroxy acyl-CoA is formed. Then what happens again? Dehydrogenation reaction occurs. Here it uses coenzyme NAD+. Dehydrogenation means what will be the enzyme? Dehydrogenase enzyme. Which molecule is getting dehydrogenated? Beta hydroxy acyl-CoA. So beta hydroxy acyl-CoA dehydrogenase enzyme is used for that purpose with the help of coenzyme NADH. And this NADH removes one hydrogen from the hydroxyl group. This NAD, where it is taking hydrogen from the beta hydroxy acyl-CoA at hydroxyl group, so it forms C double bond O group. Okay, and H plus. These two hydrogens are removed, NADH plus H plus, so that it forms C double bond O. It is converted to keto group. Okay, at beta position, keto groups. We cannot directly oxidize this beta group, so that only first we have removed or activated this particular beta position, alpha and beta position, this carbon by means of dehydrogenation by FAD coenzyme, and then it is hydrated. Since now beta position is activated with a reactive molecule OH, now it is ready to form or getting oxidized from alcoholic group to keto group. Alcoholic group to keto group, it is getting oxidized. So that the reaction is called dehydrogenation reaction. Through oxidation process, we are activating that molecule so that it will be getting catabolized. To break the molecule into smaller pieces or to utilize the molecule, what process is taking place? Oxidation process, activation of that particular group so that it will be splitted into smaller molecules. Got it? After dehydrogenation, now what molecule is formed from alcoholic group? Keto group has been formed. Where keto group has been formed? At beta position. So it is called beta keto acyl CoA. Beta keto acyl CoA. This is acyl group. CH2CO is acetyl group, and this is keto group. So beta keto acyl CoA. And what is the next step? Cleavage reaction. That means the activated compound is getting cleavaged to form smaller molecule. This is called catabolism actually, right? Once activating the particular beta position, it is getting broken into smaller molecules. So what is the enzyme involved in this? Acetyl transferase. Acetyl transferase. It will be used for cleavage of acetyl group. Acyl CoA acetyl transferase. What is the where it is transferring? Which molecule it is transferring acetyl group? Beta keto acyl CoA. So it is called acyl CoA acetyl transferase, where cleavage reaction occurs, and here one CoA SH is added. Coenzyme is added to acyl CoA molecule, and acetyl CoA will be released 2 carbon moiety, and remaining 14 carbon moiety will be existing. Palmitic acid is actually 16 carbon moiety. Now 2 carbon moiety has been removed from the reaction, or this will be the end product, and this acetyl CoA will be entering in Krebs cycle, where this 14 carbon fatty acid, now it is not completely oxidized, right? Only 2 carbon moiety has been, what is the end product? Acetyl CoA. So to completely oxidize this particular long chain fatty acid, again it has to follow all the reaction. So that from 14 carbon it will be converted to 12 carbon, then 10 carbon, then 8 carbon, 6, 4, 2, like that. So it will be going again 6 steps. Okay, like this 5 steps will be repeated, not 5 steps. Now it is activated form of CoA, so this 4 steps will be repeated again 6 times to convert this molecule into 2 carbon moiety. So finally 2 molecules of acetyl CoA will be formed from the reaction, and that will be getting into Krebs cycle. Got it? So how many ATPs per pathway it is generating? How many ATPs will be generated in single pathway of beta oxidation? Are you all there? How many ATPs calculate? How many ATPs in single pathway it is generating? FADH2, how many ATPs it generates? It gives 2 molecules of ATP, where NADH 3 molecules. So 5 molecules of ATPs will be generated here. 5 molecules of ATP will be generated. Similarly, it undergoes how many steps totally it has to undergo get completely oxidized? This 16 carbon. In one step, only 2 carbon is removed. So again, to completely oxidize 14 carbons, how many steps it undergoes?
6, ma'am.
6. So how many how many ATPs will be produced?
5.
5 into 6?
30, ma'am.
30 ATPs, right? So 30 from only beta oxidation, and this acetyl CoA again enters into Krebs cycle. Right. So from acetyl CoA, how many ATPs will be formed in Krebs cycle? So each acetyl CoA will go for producing around, you told 24 ATPs, right?
38.
30 including pyruvate conversion to acetyl CoA. After forming acetyl CoA, it will be giving only 24, right? So how many acetyl CoAs will be formed here? 8 molecules of acetyl CoA. So 8 into 30, how much it will be? 8 into 24. So if you multiply that many ATPs will be produced from single single fatty acid molecule itself. That's why this lipids are acting as acting to meet long-term energy levels. Okay, carbohydrates with single path itself, it will be producing around not more than 50 ATPs. But here, this beta oxidation single pathway oxidation step itself will be getting more than 100 ATPs. Okay, around 129, 130, 129 ATPs will be produced from single fatty acid oxidation itself. Okay, just a second. Single fatty acid itself. Okay, so that which pathway is generating more number of ATPs? Beta oxidation pathway. So comparing carbohydrate, lipids will produce more energy and it will stay for a long time than carbohydrates. This is the main example, and it is more important pathway frequently asked in exams in 10 marks. Okay, beta oxidation process. This is another format, same only another format, whichever convenient for you to write during exam, you can read. Okay.
Okay.
Beta position, FAD, acyl-CoA dehydrogenase. It is activated form only here involving dehydrogenation reaction, hydration, dehydrogenation, and thiolase or acyl-CoA acetate transferase. Thiolase means lase. If it ends with lase, it will be representing lyase, and that means breaking, and the reaction breaking into small molecules or cleavage reaction. It is called as cleavage reaction. Then it forms acyl-CoA and acetyl-CoA. Acyl and acetyl is different. Acyl means it will be having more number of carbons. General term is acyl, specific term is acetyl for a molecule. Then again it goes to the first step. By means of acyl-CoA dehydrogenase, it is repeated 6 times. Here you can see how many times it is repeated to form how many acetyl-CoA molecules. How many acetyl-CoA have been formed? 7 acetyl-CoA. 7 acetyl-CoA is formed. For C14, already here one acetyl-CoA has been formed from C16. So it is of 8 acetyl-CoA molecules has been formed from the beta oxidation process. From glycolysis, only 2 molecules of acetyl-CoA has been formed, where in beta oxidation, 8 molecules of acetyl-CoA has been formed, right? From glycolysis, from glucose, 1 glucose molecule, only 2 molecules of acetyl-CoA it could be formed, where in beta oxidation, 8 molecules of acetyl-CoA can be formed. So that many number of ATPs also will be increased through Krebs cycle, right? This is only with the names it is mentioned: fatty acid, acyl-CoA, enoyl-CoA, 3 that is 3 hydroxy represents beta hydroxy acyl-CoA, beta keto acyl-CoA, then acyl-CoA plus acetyl-CoA. It is to just go through the pathway easily. I have given here. This is about energetics of beta oxidation process. 7 FAD molecules in beta oxidation will be produced. That is equal to 14 ATP, where 7 NAD plus, this is into 2. FADH2 will produce 2 molecules of ATP, I told. So 7 will be multiplied by 2. So 14 ATPs here. 7 NAD is equal to 1 NAD is equal to 3 ATP molecules. So 21. Where 2 ATPs for activation of palmitic acid. Here in the first step, 2 ATPs are utilized, right? 2 ATPs are utilized here to form inorganic pyrophosphate, so that here it loses 2 ATPs. Then 8 acetyl-CoA enters in the citrate cycle. 8 into 12. 1 molecule of acetyl-CoA will give 12 ATP. So 2 molecules will give 24 ATP, excluding pyruvate conversion to acetyl-CoA. Okay. Only the cycle after acetyl-CoA attaches with oxaloacetic acid, how many ATPs are generated? That is 12 ATP. So how many ATPs then for 8 acetyl-CoA? 96 ATP. So adding this to, you will be getting 129 ATP. 129 ATPs are produced from a palmitic acid oxidation. So through beta oxidation, how many ATPs? 129 ATPs are produced, and that is equal to 2340 calories. Okay. This is about energetics of beta oxidation of palmitic acid. Is very important. So which pathway is producing 129 ATPs? beta oxidation process. It is not achieved by any process. So with this, I am concluding today's class. In the next class, we will be seeing the part 2 of lipid metabolism. If any doubt, you can ask me now. Is there any doubt? No response. Whether all are listening, attending, or what?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So you have understood or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we'll meet in the next class. Thank you all.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Be safe. You be safe. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.